Peace, y'all. Wednesday, March 12th. Campaign show live. Happy Ramadan. Blessed Ramadan. Day 12 of Ramadan. We at it. Ramadan Mubarak to all the Muslims. Get your fast on, your prayer, your reading, your righteousness, your non-conflict, non-confrontational, non-fight, non-negativity discipline on. And that's what we're doing on this 12th day of Ramadan, staying focused on the righteous discipline goal. Staying focused on our righteous discipline goal to complete this Ramadan to the best of our ability, to detox our body, our mind, to do good, to build up good deeds, do good to other people, do charity, just practice outweighing our good. Outweighing our evil with good. So, we middle of the week, hump day, March 12th. Campaign show live, staying focused. Man. Marcus, salute, one love, salute to you. We in here, man, getting through the middle of the week, the way we get through it, getting through it to get to it, staying focused. Just really, I'm gonna put the StreamYard link in the chat early. Not that I necessarily got no specific subject, but I'm just seeing a whole lot of negative drama, mess, more than usual among our people on social media, in the entertainment field, on some, I guess, street type stuff, on some politics, street politics type business. It just, just a crash out. It seemed like people is on some self-deletion missions. So I don't want no parts of that. But I see it happening. So that's making me want to just talk about staying focused on righteous discipline, righteous, calm, brotherhood, sisterhood, all of that. Even though we at war, we got an enemy, and we have enemies, but we don't have to dwell on them. We can deal with them the way we know how to deal with them. Sean, salute, Sean Ruffner. Peace to you, bro C. Peace and blessings, bro C. And he said peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. I've been on this $4 trillion deficit. This $4 trillion loss that we've been on in the stock market. I've been on that for the last couple of days because to me that's just incredible. That's epic. 4 trillion in 30 days. They trying to say that it's not a recession, I guess because Trump don't want to admit that it's a recession. Allegedly, that's why they saying, but between that and Elon Musk, helping Trump to drain the swamp, Elon Musk doing what he doing with the whole Doge thing. So allegedly that's part of it. Between Elon Musk doing his Doge thing, helping Trump allegedly drain the swamp, and Trump's tariffs, between them two things, Trump's tariffs with Canada and Mexico and China and others, and Elon Musk, Doge, USAID and DEI, all that stuff that they trimming the fat and cutting all them wasteful spending programs, which is how these political corporate Satan's been putting billions and trillions of dollars in their pocket while starving the American people, especially the chosen people. So 4 trillion lost in value. I'm loving that. I know it hurts, whatever, but I'm loving it because you already know my position on that and why I wanted Trump to be the president in the first place is so he can do just that. So he can, fulfill that part, the Holy Quran, chapter 10, Jonah part, where it says Moses was praying regarding Pharaoh and his riches because, he wouldn't let our people go. And apparently our people wouldn't let Pharaoh go. We was too hypnotized by Pharaoh's wealth. So we didn't want to let them go. So Moses prayed to our Lord and said, surely you have given Pharaoh and his chiefs finery and riches in this world's life, our Lord, that they may lead people astray from your way, our Lord. So destroy their riches and harden their hearts so that they believe not in you until it's too late, until they see the painful chastisement. And according, if you know anything about the story of Moses and Pharaoh drowned, but he did, while he was drowning, coughing up bubbles in the Red Sea, he did finally bear witness that he believed in the God of Moses. But it was too late. He was drowned, but Moses prayed that God destroy his riches, destroy his people's riches, and harden their hearts so that they believe not till they see the painful chastisement. So God's response to that prayer was, Moses, surely your prayer is accepted. I'm accepting that prayer right now. Why didn't Moses always pray that prayer? Why didn't he always pray it, and why didn't God always accept that type of prayer? Why was it a certain season? It was a certain season for Moses to pray that prayer, and a certain season for the God to accept that prayer and answer it. So what does that have to do with us right now, and what does that have to do with that right there? The U.S. stock market lost $4 trillion. Damn. That's a whole GDP. That's the whole gross national income, national product of many nations. 4 trillion in 30 days. Psh, man, if y'all don't know that this is biblical proportions, then I don't know what to tell you. Especially if you had your money in stocks, you thought you was flossy or and was ahead of the game, getting into the stock market or getting into stock investing. Because if you're an investor, you got caught up in this. If you're a trader, then traders it don't matter. If you're a trader and you know how to trade up or down, call, especially option calls or puts, then yeah, you're probably cleaning up as everybody is bloody red, losing all their life savings. If you're a trader, you know how to come up. But everybody think that it's a bounce back is going to bounce back like it always do, and this is like the 2008 so-called recession, and this is one of the reasons why that they say that this is crashing like that, because Trump don't want to admit that it's a recession. So that's just like if y'all is into the stock market, Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman or whatever he is, his word is usually the word that everybody moves on. People that play the stock market, but in this case, it's Trump. Trump's word has superseded Jerome Powell's word because Trump is really going to war and shaking things up and trying to so-called drain the swamp and stop all of these corporatocracy people that's led by the small caps. He's trying to turn their faucet off. He's trying to turn their water off. So they clapping back at him, and this is the response. So this is how Satan cast out Satan. This is how the creator or the God or the Jehovah or the Allah of this situation gets them to fighting each other, gets them to taking each other out, gets them to attacking each other's wealth, attacking each other's health, attacking each other's name and freedom, attacking each other's land. Because this affects everybody. This affects the whole world. So that prayer must be pretty accurate. Like I said earlier, I wonder who the Moses is that's doing this prayer, because it's absolutely being fulfilled. And that leads to me why I'm saying stay focused on the righteous discipline and the goal, because we got 18 more days of Ramadan, and maybe some things is going to happen in these 18 days that we ain't going to have to wait for the end of Ramadan to see. Because my plan was to do some showdowns, some challenges, whether certain people accept the challenges or not. I'm gonna use my little rod or see do I have a rod or a staff that was given, that by being a follower and a believer in Elijah. I'm a, you know, I'm a, God willing, I'm gonna call out some things and call for some things to happen, and we just see if they happen or not against people that had so much to say and do against the God that I believe in. So that's where we at with it. But I'm trying to stay focused and righteous and positive and disciplined and cheerful and calm because I am. But I understand the enemies. I understand that the judgment start first at the house among our own people. Judgment starts at the house. So for those of us that know something about the lessons, what I'm saying, NOI lessons, Supreme Wisdom lessons by Master Fard Muhammad, part of which is called the 120 by 5% is the 120. They call them degrees. We don't call them that. We call it the Supreme Wisdom lessons, but it's specific parts on there that we talked about a little bit yesterday, me and brother T, about English lesson C1 and English lesson C2, not Arabic lesson, not a Latin lesson, not African, not Swahili lesson. It's English lesson. So there's a direct correlation or direct meaning behind that. Even though we speak English for a reason. Anybody want to tell us, in the chat, why we descendants of slaves speak English? Why English? Because Mexicans speak Spanish. Why do we speak English? Who made us speak English? Who are why do we speak English? Why is the lessons English lesson C1? English lesson. And if you know anything about the prophecy and the target of the fall of America and the destruction of America and the destruction of this world, which ones is some nations or some countries that's number one on the God's list, number two on the God's list. It's a lot of stuff I don't necessarily want to give away because I don't want y'all to, not know what I'm talking about and think, I'm going over y'all's head. But here's like a little hint. The United Kingdom, right, is comprised of four nations. Yeah, United Kingdom is comprised of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. England, Wales, Scotland, like Scottish Rite, Freemasonry, England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. And that's the UK. That's the United Kingdom, like the United States or the United Snakes. So we speak English, and the lessons tell us that we have to study and pass English lesson C1, and immediately upon that we ask for English lesson C2. English lesson. What is English? Is the English, and English means England. And if you know anything about the teachings that Honorable Elijah Muhammad said regarding the fall of America, that England would be a graveyard. Allah would make England a graveyard for that people. It's going to be so thoroughly destroyed by three little UFO bombs, so-called UFO bombs, that it's going to be a graveyard. But before that happens, England is going to trick America into the war, the big great war. England is going to trick America into the war. So I put this up here because I be liking to see, I like visual aid. So UK is all the way at the top left of that blue line, and I got it down here. The bottom little marked destination is Italy, because there's a reason that Italy is on my little map. Rome, Italy. but it's this far away from the UK. So the UK is way up there on the top left. You see Ireland, you say Glasgow, England, Manchester, London, Birmingham, all of that. And you see, if you go down that little blue line, you see France, you see Paris, France, you see Switzerland, Swiss Alps, Swiss bank accounts. You see Milan, Italy, you see Florence, Italy, and all of that. So that whole little thing has meaning. And if you look all the way to the lower left, you see Portugal and Spain, right? And if you see all the way at the bottom of where it say the little Google map at, little Google letters, that's the tip. That's the top of Africa. So that's how close all of that is to Africa, North Africa, Algeria and Tunisia and all, Malta and all of that. So all of that has absolute significance that I ain't gonna go into necessarily, but that's why I'm over here staying focused and trying to just stay patient, stay disciplined, keep my mouth shut until it's time to open my mouth up. So yeah, this is about the U.S. stock market losing $4 trillion in the last 30 days, just in 30 days alone, as Trump plows ahead on tariffs. So what's going on with the tariffs, of course, is affecting Ukraine and the relationship with Russia. It's affecting, of course, the relationship with Canada, North America, and then south of North America, which is Mexico. And he ain't easing up. So Trump is banging. He banging his section. He pushing his line thoroughly. Elon knows that they can't really talk. They talk like they want to against the real swamp things. They got to act like they cool with the swamp thing. My man that's down there by that boot. My man right there on the left, the real Satan father, the real godfather of their world. He way down there with the red dot on Italy. He way down there by that little boot shaped country. But up top is that UK, you know what I'm saying? That's his little arm. That's where he really, he regulating all of that, but he's staying all the way out the way. He's hundreds or maybe 1,000 or where, I don't know how many miles that is away, but his headquarters is far away from that, but that's his little arm, his little closest arm. I would say his right arm. America really is the right arm, but America don't want to act right. Trump, his little son, don't want to act right, so he finna make his son scrap with each other and make them cancel each other out. So it's really the God that's doing that with all of them. Same way they used to play us, COINTELPRO, Tricknology, come among the righteous people telling lies, accusing us, causing us to fight and delete each other. So now that's what the God is doing with them. Confusion and anger and war and rumors of war and casting each other out. So that's what they're going through right now, because it is this time. It's the fall of the empire, Babylon, the great Satan, or the mystery Babylon, which is America, Rome, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah. That's all the same place, which is here, America. So we staying focused. I'm not rapping, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all think this is entertaining. I hope real education or edutainment. I hope this is entertaining, because you should be rejoicing because it's in your favor. But if you don't believe, unfortunately, this is not religion, but it is required that we have to believe in something. We're going to have to believe in somebody. You're going to have to believe in somebody. You're going to have to choose who you're going to believe in. Just like the last test that so many of us failed. We chose to believe in Biden and Fauci. And we put some stuff into our bodies instead of listening and believing in Farrakhan, listening to and following his instructions. We believed in Fauci and Biden. And, many of us paid the ultimate price for it. So we got one more chance. We got one more test. And our very lives is at stake. So for us that know better, God is constantly cutting the heartstrings. So it's not even an emotional grieving no more. It will be if it's your own brothers and sisters or family members. You still gonna feel whatever. If like Moses did, not Moses, like Noah did with his own son. If they choose not to believe, because you're gonna have to believe in the people that we're talking about. That was the whole test in every scripture and every so-called faith and doctrine is always some people, human beings that we're going to have to believe in, but not blindly. We believe in them based on what they have already proved, what they already shown and proved and said and made their word bond, or the God apparently backed up their word. So we believe in based on that. We're not believing just because somebody said something. We believe in their works. We products of their works. So I don't even have to believe, but I just got to keep it 1,000 and say, I don't know. So I just got to say, I believe. I'm doing what I'm doing based on what I believe. So if you don't claim you believe in no man, you're lying, you're capping. But, okay. To each his own. Mo better. No, I just got on. You ain't late. I just got on right now. Salute and peace to everybody in the chat. Again, Sean, Bro C, Sean Cooper, BL, salute, K Solo, Adrian X, Big Adrian, Mod Squad, God Mod, Same Day Parlay, Yusuf Arline. Got to get you that wrench, man. I don't know what's happening. Ron from BX from the Bronx, salute. East Coast to the West Coast, man. Good to see you. Daryl Jackson. We were conquered by English speakers. We were conquered by English people. England is a country. England, right? And the people are English Caucasians. Just like the Spaniards, the Portuguese, Portugal, and Spain is the same exact race. They just speak a different language, but yeah, same thing that was done to us, or almost the same thing, because the native indigenous wasn't going for it, so they didn't allow. They was too close to the knowledge of themselves and the knowledge of their land. They wouldn't allow themselves to be enslaved for 400 years like we were, because they was too close to the land and they the knowledge of themselves and their culture. We got taken from Africa and then stopped off at the Caribbean, those islands, and for 64 years. So the people that they actually really brought to the shores of North America to really kick it off was already robbed of a knowledge of our own country, our own language, our own God, our own identity, everything. That's why we were so able to become zombie and slaves or whatever, because we got robbed of the knowledge of ourselves in the Middle Passage. We got broken in the island. So, those of our people that did know ourselves and was warriors and all of that, they was allowed to mate and produce little cubs, and then you eliminate the parents and take the little cubs to the new world, and now you got some perfect little circus animals that's going to perform in your circus for centuries. So since native indigenous or the so-called Indian people was already from here, from this land, you couldn't do them like that. You couldn't do them like some Middle Passage, rob them of the knowledge of their land and their culture and their language. You couldn't do them thoroughly like that. So that's why they didn't go for it. But we was the thorough flatline, mentally dead zombies, the dead that walked the earth. We, the descendant of slaves from Africa, we the ones that fulfill that prophecy of God talking to Abraham to know for surety that your seed is going to go through that. your seed is going to be taken overseas in a land that's not there. So those of us that say, well, we was already here, we was Moors and all that, well, that's not what that's not the tribe of black people that the Bible is talking about. Specific tribe that the Bible and the prophecy is talking about is those of us black people, even if you want to call us Moors, that was in Africa, that got kidnapped and brought over here, human trafficked and brought over here and enslaved and was in bondage and affliction for 400 years in a strange land that was not our own. So, yeah, so that's why the America is cursed and doomed and fallen, and that's why England is number two. Number one is America, because we speak English here. English lesson C1 is what English people did to us over here. You know, the people from England, they rebelled against their own king or their own crown or whatever that was going on over there, and brought their wickedness and their foolishness over here. So this is England. This is New England. This is the New England. This is the New World Order. That's why you got New England Patriots. That's why they always made sure that Tom Brady or whoever that was always won the Super Bowl back to back. New England. This is New England. So they are number one on God's list to be destroyed. This New England. And then he gonna hit the first England, the old England. Old England, the headquarters of this New England is gonna be a graveyard. And then this England gonna burn for 310 years and take 690 years to cool. This is gonna be the lake of fire. This England over here. This baby London, Babylon, baby London, New England, baby London. So that's what's going on. I know y'all might be wanting me to talk about music and rap and all that. I don't care about music and rap. What's going on in music and rap is more zombie material, mentally dead material. What's the black girl now that's the new she's the, I guess, the new 304, she's the new whatever in town, Dochi, the one showing her little box on, you know, in public and parading her around and saying that she anti-straight male, you know, saying her biggest something, pet peeve, something, you know, just pushing the pure wickedness, putting a black female face on it. Thug coding, black people founded Europe. Europe is named after the black Phoenician woman called Europa. So so-called I guess white people are not Europeans. Black people created the English language. Well, thug coding. I'm not going to debate or argue with you. I'll simply say that the black people created white people. So, you know, I'm not sure if you want to go back and forth with me on that. Black people created white people. So whatever white people founded or took or whatever, like, you know, so I'm not sure if you want to argue with me on something. Everything was created and made by black people. That's not what we're talking about. So we're talking about who did what they did to us. English is not an original language. So whatever is created or whatever cultures and traditions or whatever ultimately was all made by black people, but it wasn't made by black people directly. We made the devil. So whatever the devil did or does, we ultimately is responsible for it. But here's the StreamYard link. If y'all want to hop on here with me, you know, I can practice and have a dialogue in a peaceful, you know what I'm saying, in a pleasant way. We can disagree in pleasant ways. Straw. But yeah, so let's talk. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about who's who and what's what. Let's talk about how these people got in power. If we want to talk about that, how did they get in power? If we so original and we so Kemetic power and Dogon tribe and we so great and powerful, how did they conquer us? We must not have been that smart. How did they conquer us? How did these people take over the world? Since we the originals and we the gods and all of that. Let's talk. Thug Cody, if you want to talk about that. Oh man, thank you, Zed. Big Zed. Thank you for the Cash App, man. I'm trying to keep it peaceful, man. I know y'all be wanting me to slide, but it's Ramadan. It's Ramadan, man. Thank you, Big Zed. Yeah, I'm so ready. You know what I mean? It's only the 12th day of Christmas. It's only the 12th day of Ramadan. And my true God gave to me. On the 12th day of Christmas, the true God gave to me a rod and a staff and a key. And a sword. But yeah, man, bless us, bless us. I do want to hear something, if y'all want to talk about anything, I can get off of this subject. I do want to talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Big Antonio said, peace, bro Cam. Man-made original was the creation. Man-made original was the creation. I'm not sure what you mean. Man-made, I mean, everything was man-made. God is man. God is the original man. So you have man and you have mankind. So the people that's ruling right now is considered mankind. They're a kind of man. They're made in our image and they're made something like us, but they're not original. They don't have our nature. They don't have our purpose. They don't have our goal. They don't have our material. They don't have our destiny. So Adam is something different than the gods. So in the Genesis in the Bible, when it says let us, plural, not me, let us make man in our plural image and after our plural likeness, and then we have to give this new people dominion and power because we have it. We who are their makers, making them in our image, we have the power. We created all of this, but we're giving it to a new ruler that we just made that didn't create it. So that's how that goes. That's how that goes. Ron from the Bronx. I don't know West Coast politics, but I know y'all brothers went through and still go through a struggle. Yeah, everybody did. Everybody, man, we all going through it. We don't have no choice, of where our mothers get pregnant at and where they give birth to us at. So now it's our people, in slavery, coming from slavery, we didn't get dropped off in the West Coast. We got dropped off on the East Coast. Hell began for us on the East Coast. And those wild rebellious slaves that was lucky enough or whatever to make it to the West Coast, we just represent a different type of rebellious slave, but all of us going through the same hell. All of us is dealing with the same enemy. Big Ayo, salute. Ayo, good to see you. Wa alaikum salam, Ramadan Mubarak, and good to see you back. Black. Antonio, my bad. The original man was the creation, and creation made other than kind of man. Yeah, the original man is the creator. We are the creators. The original people are our nation. We're not a race. A race has a beginning and an end. The original nation is the only self-created species of human or of man on this planet. Every other man is an offspring or a product of the original black nation. We are the fathers and mothers of every other race on the planet, but we don't have no mothers and father. We are the only self-created species of man on the planet. All of the humans are God. Don't get me wrong. All the races are still God. They're still gods. They're just not the most high God. They're not the originator God. They're not the original God. They're gods. If you got a brain and you know, then you can benefit and you can learn to control the forces of nature, and you can learn the laws of creation, learn the laws of force and physics and all that. You know, any human being can do that. But if you have a wicked nature, you can only get so far. So you can't never equal up to the originator, the original. You can, none is like the originator in potency, in power and potential, in the material that the originator is made out of, and the process by which the originator or the original people species came into existence is not the same way that the races came into existence. So, you know, but then the God is still just and fair and loves his creation. But the rebellious opposite devil, the shaitan, he don't love, but there is still potential in him to love, and that's what Prophet Muhammad represented. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as we often say that we taught by Master Fard Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan that Prophet Muhammad was a white man. Prophet Muhammad, the prophet of Islam that the Holy Quran was revealed to and through, was a white man. So if we really just have a problem with white people, then why would we be saying that the greatest prophet in history was a white man? The reason why we say that is because he proved the purpose of God having power over all things. He proved that he could turn devil into righteousness. He proved that he could reform devil. But devil has to do something, you know, you have to choose that. You have a free will. The material of devil, meaning any live germ grafted from original, is devil. You can have a devil animal, you can have devil insects, any live germ that's grafted from original, not mutated, not meaning albino. Albino is not devil. Albinism is not devil. Devil means you grafted. You're intentionally spliced out or diluted, watered down, weakened to your most weakest stage, the opposite recessive genes and traits of any organism. So if you can turn that or offer that the path and the knowledge and the example and the information and the inspiration for that to go to war with its own weak nature and choose to be righteous and be like the originals, study and learn and live like the originals and learn their righteous nature and actually alter your wicked nature and turn your wicked nature into righteous nature, then you are the greatest prophet that have ever lived. You are the greatest example for every creature on the planet, every human being or man or mankind on the planet. Nobody got an excuse, and everybody can follow that path. Because if it's just prophets of black people, okay, white people are like, okay, that ain't my example. What about my weak material? What about my issues, my weak, recessive, vulnerable, susceptible, you know, actions and desires and nature or whatever? You ain't my example. You can't be no prophet for me. I'll never get it. But once we make a white person and make him become successful and make him return to Allah in the flesh, become something that never existed before, then that eliminates all the excuses. That eliminates all, you know, that's your Jesus. That's our Jesus. Because now the ninjas, the mentally dead ninjas that these devils made, they turned us, God didn't make us ninjas The devil's made us ninjas, 304s and thoughts and ratchets and bitchs. You know what I'm saying? We was made that by the slave master, by the devils. So now we was put down in the same mental death condition that the devils are naturally. So we on the same grade. We in the same grade. We in the same classroom. So the process now that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a wicked natured person by nature, now we got to follow his path just to get back up to our ground zero nature. Just get back to our righteous nature, because we devils and we stronger. You know what I'm saying? We stronger devils than the real devil. We got more influence. We got more power, more soul, more attracting power. We the worst devils. Once you can turn us into a devil, we the worst devils. So Prophet Muhammad is our example. Oh, y'all follow a white man? Yep. A white man that did that. Yep. I follow his example. He's the example I need. Shit, if a white man could do that, I damn sure could do it. Yeah, the white man did that. Prophet Muhammad was a white man, and he did that. Not only do I think I can do it, I love him for that. I love him for doing that. Yeah, he is the greatest prophet. He's not the greatest God. He's not my God. That's our offspring. That's our product. But I'm proud and I praise that product for what war he went to against. He went to war against his own wicked nature. You know what I'm saying? And he conquered it using our nature. Absolutely. I had no problem praising him and, not praying to him, but giving him praise and credit and thanking God for him. Because I know we the one made him and we the one taught him. And we the one gave him the path and the example to become what he became. So he became what we are naturally. So that's really our name. Muhammad is our name. But it's an honor for him to wear it. It's an honor for us to acknowledge him. Like, we ain't no haters. That's the greatest prophet. But we're not in the time of prophets no more. We're in the time of God. We're in the time of Messiah. Messiah is greater than all prophets, and God is greater than that. We're in the time of Mahdi, the guide, the self-guided one, God in person, that come to guide us all back to being gods in person. So we're not dealing with 1,400-year-old or 2,000-year-old or 4,000 or 5,000-year-old prophecy. We're in a different time now. We in the days of Allah. We in the God's time now. We're not in prophet's time. We in God's time. Antonio, my bro Cam, you think there's a certain bloodline that knows that line was authorized to rule? Yeah, I mean, all of them was authorized to rule. Yeah. They know it. They know it has to do with recessive. So that's why they call themselves blue bloods in England. If you look at England, they pride themselves in the king and the Prince Charles. They're all redheads. They know the power or the pureness of redhead Caucasian people. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, of course, that blonde hair and blue eyes is the ultimate, the recessive. That's the opposite of us. But in them, in the white people, according to, I could be wrong because I won't go against my Messiah, my Mahdi, but I never heard him teach on the redhead. That's something I had to study into. The redhead is the recessive of the blonde. So redhead and blue eyes or whatever is the ultimate. And that's who you will find in rulership positions in the Queen of England and the Prince Charles and Prince whoever. It's them redheads, them Lucy's, the real Iblis, the fiery red dragon. So that's the most recessive or the recessive. So that bloodline is what they try to keep pure. They try to keep intermating and breeding and keeping that redhead blood. They'll still smash other ones just like the slave master did. Slave master will run through all of the little wenches, the little black wenches, but he only gonna claim and nurture and teach to replace, to inherit his own, recessive bloodline. They'll run through everything. They'll definitely enjoy, running through all of the type of females, but they only gonna claim and nurture and do their duty and teach their secrets to their own little redhead, pure blood kind. AO said the redhead is the Kaiser, the Germanic. Yeah, I gotta look into that. I gotta look into that. But yeah, that's why the Bible calls one of the reasons, because it's all it's different levels of meaning to everything. But the dragon in the Bible, I mean, in Genesis, he's just like a little serpent. It don't really say nothing about no color or nothing. But by the end of the book, this little serpent then grew into a fiery red dragon. It specifically lets you know that this is a red dragon. And I think I posted up some pictures of that, of how they got at us. You know what I'm saying? That right there represents the Pope. It ain't no monster, ain't no alien. You know what I'm saying? No, what they call it, reptilians and nothing like that. No, that's what it is right there. That's all it really means. It represents that. You know what I'm saying? So don't get spooked out, spaced out. Don't think, some demons or monsters or whatever that's supernatural. None of that exists. None of that exists. They got superior knowledge. They do have some knowledge that we don't have, that they can deceive you with and make you think that all that stuff is real and that stuff exists. And they do have science and technology. They are splicing and cloning people and mixing people with animals and mixing people with insects. All that's going on underground. That's been going on for decades. They have created literal monsters that Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that Master Fard Muhammad and himself is going to let loose. Once he start, bombing, or once they start doing their thing, Elijah Muhammad is going to let them loose on them and on America. So it's going to be real monsters around here. You know what I'm saying? You're going to think they came from wherever you think they came from, and they are deadly. They will, you can't control them. So once they get out, they will take lives and eat, people, and it's, so they know that. The Quran literally say, Allah will bring forth from the earth a creature that will speak to you. So some of them speak, you know what I'm saying? But they made out of animals. They made out of insects. They part human, part insect, part human, part animal. Yeah. So I'm just letting y'all know what we was taught. Is way more stuff than that I don't want to, have y'all having nightmares. But it's not nothing that's we gonna get caught in. If you with Farrakhan, you're not gonna get caught in it. But if you're not with Farrakhan, you're gonna get caught in it and caught by it. AO also blended with Russian, all from the caves of the Baltic. There's no such thing. So I don't want y'all to get confused, like Russian and England or in Irish and all that. That's just land masses. Those are not races. There's no such thing as a Russian race. There's no such thing as a Dutch or a German race. That's just the same white people that just live on that part of the world. If you're a white person, you live in England and you might speak English, that's not a different race. Those are the exact same white people that just live in different parts of the country and speak a different language, got different culture or whatever. They're exactly the same race. So don't get caught in that. There's no Russian mixed with such and such. That's the exact same genetics. All white people. Antonio, I think that's what make a few earn the title Satan. Some few with opposite nature, but still supreme in knowledge, but use it for wrong to mold devils to turn against truth. Yeah, the difference between devil and Satan, according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is a devil is just a weak, somebody that's weak in their wickedness, and is usually just confined to themselves. Their weakness is confined to themselves. But a Satan is wise. A Satan is a scientist. Satan is somebody that seeks to spread the weakness to other people. They seek to affect or infect other people with their own weakness or weak ideas or weak activities or wicked suggestions. So you're intentionally trying to affect or infect or influence people with wickedness. That's a Satan. And the top Satans are the scientists. They're gods. Those are gods of wickedness. They're not just angels, they gods. The top god is the dragon. The top of the gods of wickedness is the dragon. So like same way we say Master Fard Muhammad is the supreme righteous God, the opposite of him is the dragon of this world, of that opposite race. That is the supreme scientist of wickedness and evil of that race. In the same way that we taught here, just like the president, you know what I'm saying? It's not an individual, it's a post, it's a rank. So nobody can attain the seat of the dragon unless, they prove that they, have received that knowledge and understand and practice and demonstrated whatever they demonstrated to be able to wear that hat, that dragon hat. So it's many different popes all throughout history, right? Since they established that seat, just like as many presidents throughout history. Today is Trump. Trump represents George Washington. Trump and George Washington are the same person because they sitting in the seat of the same mind, goal, aim, purpose, will. So that's Abraham. What's his name? George Washington in the person of Donald Trump. That's how that works. If you agree and you become one with the purpose of that seat, of that post, then you are that character. You are the pharaoh of this time. You are the emperor of this time. So the same with God and the righteous is same with the wicked. If you're the top, whoever the top man is at this time in history, that's the person. That's who the dragon is. Whoever's in power at the time of Jesus, whoever's fulfilling Jesus and Moses. So we know Jesus and Moses is Farrakhan, and Aaron, and Jesus and Paul, or Moses and Aaron, or what I'm saying, that's Elijah and Farrakhan. So we can identify our God and our top messenger, so-called prophets or Messiah, and we can identify who the Satans are. That's why the Bible say, here is wisdom. Let, count the number of the beast. You're supposed to figure it out because it's not going to tell you. He is telling you, but it's not a specific man. The book literally says a specific man when it comes to Elijah. I'm going to send you Elijah before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And Elijah is going to do this and Elijah is going to do that. Right? So that's one name that's specific. Why we want to ignore that. But every other character is not named by name because the characters change. Whoever is going to sit in that seat at the end of the devil's world or the time, that's going to be that man. Whoever that man is, that's who's going to fulfill it. I've never heard the full story of the dragon and the small hats. Will that have to wait until Yeah. Yep. The dragon is Satan, according to the Bible. According to the Bible, you see beasts or the beast, count the number of the beasts. We get them confused. Yeah, the beast is is a Satan, but the beast is not the Satan. The beast that the Bible talking about, the mark of the beast, that's just a Satan. That's a son. That's a subordinate of the dragon. The dragon is the top Satan. It was the dragon that got kicked out of heaven, right? And once the dragon saw that he was cast out, the dragon gave power to the beast. Read your Bible. The dragon gave power to the beast. The number of the beast, 666. Yeah, what the dragon gave power to him. So if you really want to get to the root of who the top enemy is, it's the dragon. But you never heard, too much preaching on that because it wasn't time for that. It's time for that now. The dragon is the one used in with the other small cap. There's no coincidence. That's no coincidence right there. And the distance, you know what I'm saying? If you knew how the Rothschilds work, the Rockefellers work, if you knew how the mafia work, that's the ultimate of the hidden hand. That's the ultimate demonstration of the hidden hand. The what you call it, the puppeteer, the puppet master. I got buffers. The family got a lot of buffers. Yeah, the family got a lot of buffers. Yeah, he don't touch nothing directly. His hands don't look dirty at all. He got white. He got Snow White looking garments on, right? But, his tentacles, his octopus tentacles is full of blood all over the planet. Are you aware of what the Vatican owns and controls? You don't really own it, but what they have conquered and confiscated and what they control. And I'm not just talking about land and jewels and wealth. I'm talking about information. Do you know what high sciences that the Vatican operates from? High sciences of the original man, the original God. Not, when they was made, Musa, well, not even Musa. Well, he was Musa, but Yaqub was so wise. Yaqub was an original man, and Yaqub was working with a certain grade level of physics and engineering and chemistry and astronomy and all the main sciences of civilization, of life. And he taught them, along with technology, he taught them these sciences. And then once the Bible was produced, the Bible was a handbook, a Bible was a physics book, the Bible was an engineering book, the Bible was a science book of all of the sciences. And it was waking people up too soon. It was waking the enemies, righteous people, the enemies of Satan, up, and started certain holy wars ahead of time. Certain holy wars, right? So, like the Armenians and the Christians, the Crusades, and so many Christians, by way of the Catholic popes and whatever was Crusades, was getting wiped out so fast that the gods had to hold the Muslims back, the Moors back, because they was wiping them out too fast before time. They was wiping them out. The Armenians and all that, they was getting wiped out. So the gods had to step in and stop. No, they still got 1,000 years to go. They still got 1,000 or 2,000 years or to fulfill their purpose on this planet, which was to rule all of us in wickedness, rule the original black people of God, because we still had to stay asleep to fulfill they full 6,000 years, which wasn't up until 1914. 1914 marked the end of their 6,000 years. So every time, all the time since 1914 has been grace for our sake, because we was so thoroughly sleep. It's taken us this long to just wake up. Otherwise, they would have been wiped them out. They would have wiped all these people out. And when I say they, I mean the gods, the righteous, the angels, and the righteous. So there's no coincidence that they share the same kind of hat. England used to share the same hat too. You know, England broke away. You know what I'm saying? Just like the Protestant protested. That's what that means. The Catholic Church is the home or the Mecca, the mother of all Christianity. Because Christianity ain't the religion of Jesus. That's something that was established by these people. And the English protested. So a certain group of English people protested and broke away and called themselves Protestants. That's why Protestant means Protestants. We protested that and did our own thing and rebelled and came over here and, you know, started a new world. But we still English. We still English. You know, we still represent the crown and the kingdom, you know, the Queen of England and all of that, and the dragon. But they got so rebellious that they want to try to take over the world. They want to take the dragon place. So now Satan is casting out Satan. God got them fighting against each other. And on the sidelines is China and Europe and India. I mean, not Europe, but China and Russia, India, Pakistan, Iran. Like it's everybody waiting for the fade. Yeah. Mustafa Jacob, did Neanderthals and other Homo erectus really exist before humans? That's like dinosaurs. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So whoever taught us that is the same people that taught us about dinosaurs and taught us about aliens helped build the pyramids. So it's gonna come down to who you believe. That's why I said earlier, I don't know if you was watching, it's gonna come down to belief. So many of our people believed in Dr. Fauci and believed in what's his name, Biden, and look what happened. You didn't believe in Farrakhan that told you the truth and has always told you the truth. You said, nah, he a Muslim, or they killed Malcolm X, or they this, or they would in cahoots with Scientology or the KKK, all kind of crazy stuff. So, all right, you chose who you believed in. We have no problem believing in white people, but as soon as you get told that you better believe in your own people and God is, you know, and Jesus is your own people, oh, y'all in a cult. I don't trust no nigga. No, all right, well, so no, ain't no Neanderthal, nothing. Ain't no dinosaurs, ain't no Neanderthals, ain't no none of that. Ain't no aliens. There are people on other planets, but they ain't here. They ain't invading our world. They can't invade our world, and we can't invade theirs. So that's all lies to keep you distracted to believe in Darwinism or evolution, like we all started from the same place or whatever. So whatever Neanderthal really means is something else. If it's supposed to mean that they existed for hundreds of thousands of years or millions of years, that's all a lie. All human beings came from the original black nation of this planet. So if you're saying that Neanderthals was a version of black people or whatever, maybe that's what you mean, but there wasn't no other races on the planet. It was only original black people. It was different variations, of course, different features of black people, but it was black people. It wasn't no white people before 6,700 years ago, unless it was albino, and that's not a race. Jim, does Trump and the number on the beast's head and horns have anything to do with the 7 trumpets and the 7 seals and the 7 churches mentioned in Revelation? Does Trump and the number on the beast's head, 10 horns and something like that, or 7 heads, something like that? A beast that has 7 heads. Yeah, I forgot. I got to look at it, but yeah, it absolutely has something to do with it, with that. Because Trump represents the beast. Trump represents the beast that had a head wound that was healed. A head wound that was healed, and all the nations wondered, like, because they thought that he was supposed to be dead. He literally had a head wound, and he represents this beast called America. It's not one individual. Just like Master Fard Muhammad or Elijah Muhammad represents the head of this nation of black people, descendants of slaves, called the Nation of Islam. We are the body, but he's the head. Trump is the head of this beast nation called America. This is a separate beast. England and all of them is a beast. Israel is a beast. They all represent different beast nations. And, you know, we're a beast. We're the lion. The lion is a beast. You know, we just not wicked. We not reptilian. You know what I'm saying? So this beast is called the eagle. The eagle is a bird of prey, a predator. So it gives up, you know, them that name, a beast, a wolf, you know, that preys on the sheep, a dragon or a serpent, snake, viper, scorpion, like, you know. So they named after all kind of beast characteristics. But we are beasts too. You know, the wheel, the Ezekiel's wheel, the big UFO said it had 4 beasts on the wheel. That represents the 4 original nations of man, the black, brown, and the red, and the yellow. So we are considered beasts when it comes to that also. But we're honorable beasts. We're, you know, loyal, noble beasts. The lion, the king, and the queen of the so-called beasts. Antonio, bro, NOI said something like Farrakhan is out grace time. I've been missing him coming out. Is our grace? Yeah, Farrakhan is the man of grace. Farrakhan is the clock. Farrakhan is the watchman. So since he has been quiet, that's proof. It's not just because he's been quiet. He's being quiet because he knows the time. He knows that this is his 40th year. He knows that he has completed the 40th year. And I'm not going to get into specific dates and all of that, but anybody that's in the nation can research certain dates, and it's going to tell you specific dates of what you can expect certain things to happen. And that's why I've been talking about the end of grace dates, and things have been happening the beginning of this year before Trump even came into office. So, you know, that's more than a prophecy. If we saying what's going to happen and we saying why it's going to happen, and you see it happening, and you see it happening greater and, you know, than anybody else that ever said something, then this is not profits. This is not profit business. This is something else. So if you have this information, if you feeding from this oil or from this water, this fountain, then you're going to see what nobody else see. You're going to be able to get through the darkness. And when I mean darkness, meaning the dark period that the Bible talk about, the 3.5 years of hell. Okay, Solo, in Revelation 12:3, a red dragon with 7 heads, 10 horns, and 7 crowns. So yeah, that's the dragon. That's not the beast. So the beast, like I said, is might be one of those heads. You know what I'm saying? But the dragon controls it all. The dragon controls it all. The dragon is the brains behind, and the instructor and the puppeteer behind it all. They get their wisdom from the dragon. And the dragon has wisdom. The dragon has more wisdom than everybody else on the planet, except the followers of Elijah Muhammad, the followers of Farrakhan. I'm not talking about the knowledge of science. I'm talking about wisdom of God and the time. Wisdom of God and wisdom of time, wisdom of warfare. You know, you can have all of the scientific knowledge and know how atoms and molecules work, but if you don't have the wisdom of God or the wisdom of Satan, you don't know what to do with that. So Satan's knew what to do with the knowledge of Einstein, the knowledge of Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Satan's know what to do with that knowledge. Tesla might have had, some noble, innocent motive and desire of what he wanted to do. He wanted to give free energy to the planet. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Satan is going to step in and take that information and learn it and teach it to his little demons and his little angels. And you can either take the windows or take the stairs, Tesla. You're going to die scrawny, penniless, and insane and insignificant. And then later on, somebody named Elon Musk going to come and use your name and help the beast in your name. You know what I'm saying? So it's about the wisdom of Satan. The wisdom, him knowing what time it is and what to do and how to deceive, how to lie, how to cheat, how to steal, how to seduce, how to mass delete. What methods of mass deletion or depopulation are most effective? What methods of deception should be used to deceive the whole world? This is the one that deceived the whole world, not the beast. The dragon deceived the whole world. And he used his beast to do it. He used his beast tentacles to do it, his beast arms to do it. Mm-hmm. Antonio, I think the heads on dragons or snakes on Medusa are personalities of hateful feelings. It's not feelings. I understand what you mean. It's characteristics. It's attributes. So, how they say that heaven has 7 gates. So does hell. Hell has 7 gates, or the 7 deadly sins. That could be 7 heads. You know what I'm saying? Seven openings in the human body, like I mentioned the other day. 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears. That's 6. And then the mouth is the 7th up here in the heavens, but then it's 2 in the underworld. It's 2. It's 2 in the underworld. So like the planets is the father said it's people on 7 other planets. It's 7 other planets are considered heavens, and it's 7 gates, 7 ways, but then 2 of them are uninhabited. It's life on them. It's life down there, but it's not people life. But yeah, we sneaking up on the understanding. We creeping up on the understanding. Wasn't Dracula the Christian blood drinking euro as a symbol of, well, the lessons say the 10% blood suckers of the poor. The 10% blood suckers of the poor. His ways and actions are like that of a snake of the grafted type. So you got a blood sucker and you got a viper and a snake. Like snakes don't suck blood, parasites do. Parasites and mosquitoes and ticks and fleas, stuff like that, worms, parasites suck blood. Some vampires do, you know what I'm saying? But there's other vampires that don't. I mean, not vampire, but bats, vampire bat. Some bats do. But those are mammals. You know what I'm saying? DJ X1. Some people consider Farrakhan the last real black leader. No, he's not the last black leader. We all leaders, but he's the last divine messenger before the destruction. He's the last messenger of God before the destruction. He is the Messiah. If you know anything about Messiah, you ever been in church, you ever studied Christianity or Islam or Judaism, the Messiah, the character that's called the Messiah is Farrakhan. Mustafa Jacob, could we ever reach the age of Methuselah in the Bible? Yeah, if we used to be that age, we can be that age again. But we taught by Master Farrakhan Muhammad by way of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan that the people at that time, the reason why they was able to live 800, 900 years old is because they was gods of fasting. They was gods of fasting. They might have ate one meal every 2 weeks. They might have ate one meal every 2 weeks. So if we was able to get to that level, and I'm saying live it for the rest of your life. That's your lifestyle. I eat one meal every 2 weeks. Then we would be able to get that. You could live longer than that. You know what I'm saying? But who's going to test that out? Who's going to test that out? Randall, yes to that question, Randall. Vlad Temps wasn't a Christian. He was on the Red Dragon tip. All history books in Europe show him as a madman, non-religious. Antonio, I think Netanyahu almost rolling the mask off. Yeah, he been took his mask off, but he's not the dragon. Everybody, we can clearly see who Netanyahu is. But he's been exposed. That was somebody that had to be exposed before the dragon. As because according to the Bible, it was that small one on the right. It was the Netanyahu camp that crucified Jesus, that crucified the Messiah, right? At the behest of the dragon. The dragon wanted him gone, so Netanyahu is the right arm of the dragon now at this point. Netanyahu is the right arm of the dragon, because the former right hand of the dragon was America, but now America is rebelling against his head. Now Satan is casting out Satan. The arm wants to be the head now. The arm is tired of being the arm. The arm says, I'm tired of being used, and I see that I've been used by this other arm, this other small cap little son, and it's a wrestling match of arms. The right arm and the left arm is fighting with each other, while the head right here is playing them both against each other, and it's really the righteous head, Master Father Muhammad and Elijah, that's playing the dragon to play the son. So the ultimate puppet master godfather is Elijah Muhammad. He the one got them going crazy and got them going to war with each other. Apostrophe Proverbs 19, fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. Fret not yourself upon evil. Yeah. And not fear like God is a monster. Fear really means respect. Fear disrespecting, or fear violating the righteousness and the grace that God had been giving you. Fear taking it for granted and abusing his gifts and his grace. It don't mean just be fearful, but fear the anger and the power. Fear, violating, or fear disobeying the God is what it really means. You're just supposed to fear him like he's an enemy or he's a monster. Vlad the Impaler. Right. Hey, I never knew who the dragon was until I heard. Oh man, praise be to Allah. Then went to Minister Farrakhan. Peace be upon him. Like, no, you don't have to say peace be upon him. That's for somebody that has transitioned. Then it all made sense. Reminds me of the mafia and the mob. Yeah, that's why the religion of the mafia is what? If you've seen Godfather, who is the ultimate head? You know what I'm saying? What did they go do to, who did they go check in with? Who do those top mob bosses go check in with? Yeah, I'm gonna handle it after this Godfather christening, right? I agreed to be Godfather to my sister's baby. But while I'm sitting in what church, in what denomination type church am I sitting in while I'm planning to wipe out the heads of 5 different families? What religion is that? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, if we knew more than street thug politics, if we actually studied the knowledge of self and history, the history of our origin and the history of our enemy, then all of this would be crystal clear to us a long time ago. But that's why your brother is here. That's why I'm here to share it with you. This is an education that we need more than all educations put together. This is more important than any diploma or any so-called university of this world, because this would help you save you and your family's life. Just like we should have listened to Farrakhan instead of Fauci. Yeah, we should listen to this. This is going to let you know who to avoid, who not to trust, who to look out for, what to expect, when to expect it. That's the guidance of the revelation of the real, true, and living God in real time, while the war of Armageddon, while your life is being planned and plotted on being taken out from every angle, robbed and destroyed from all sides. So we talk this good talk, and then you're going to go to the restaurant, or you're going to go over here to, well, I got to go get my prescription filled. I got to go get my prenatal pills because my wife is pregnant. Oh, for real? I'm going to go get, this little flu shot. I'm about to go get this. Oh, for real? That's what you think God said it's time to do? That's your divine guidance? Yeah, because, we better be safe than sorry, because, the government, the CDC, and my doctors would never do that. They would never poison you. They would never, intentionally do nothing bad to you. Okay. Your Bible say that Satan, the dragon, deceived the whole earth. Are you in the earth? You ain't deceived. You ain't one of the deceived ones, huh? Okay. Jim, pardon my spelling. However, was Genghis Khan of Mongolia appointed to keep blowing them up, like Musa said? And can you elaborate on the Khan bloodline? I can't do that right now. God willing, when Ramadan is over, that's an excellent question, Jim. You know what I'm saying? Seems like you already on to something, but yeah, I can't speak on that right now. AO, the mafia was the Italians, and Italy is what? That's Rome, right? Rome is in Italy, right? Rome. If y'all ever seen The Godfather, that's what they pattern themselves off of. That's their great history that they trying to recreate. The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire. That's why it's in the Bible. They became so formidable that they, allegedly they wiped out Jesus. Allegedly Jesus. That's why the mafia. I mean, the Godfather movie said, Godfather 2. It's impossible to get. It's impossible to get such and such. He's like, no, nothing is impossible. If history has taught us nothing, if we learn nothing else from history, is that anybody could be killed. That's what Michael Corleone said in The Godfather. You know why he said that? Because they're from Rome, they're from Sicily, Italy, Rome, and Romans killed Jesus. So if the Son of God can be killed by Romans, anybody can be killed by Romans. Anybody can get it. That's why he said that. If we ain't learned nothing else from history, meaning biblical history, anybody could get touched. If Jesus could get touched, anybody could get touched. And that's true. Unless you greater than Jesus. Unless you more powerful than Jesus. If you are in a higher rank than Jesus, then they can't touch you. But if we're below Jesus in rank, we can get touched. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If y'all don't mind, man, hit the like button, man. Let's do some with this little algorithm. I super greatly appreciate y'all's company, and hopefully I'll be sharing something that's of value, that's thought provoking, that's inspiring, that resonate with you, that make you think or make you want to share the conversation in the barbershop or the beauty shop or in the car or at home. These are the conversations we supposed to have. This is the frequency. You still can cuss and talk your talk and locker room talk, but let it be about something that means something. Don't let it be about sports or concerts or rap beefs or fed bait ninjas arguing with each other, you know what I'm saying, snitching on each other on YouTube and all that. Like, don't waste your time on that. Spend your time on this and preparing your own mind and preparing your own babies, your wife, your children, you know what I'm saying, your loved ones on what to prepare for, divine guidance of what to prepare for, who not to trust, what not to trust. We just fresh off, I'm telling you, this is the first time that we experienced that level of famine or pestilence, I should say, curse, plague in our lifetime with that Wuhan lab virus. That really did a number on us. We should have learned who not to trust and who we supposed to trust after that. We should have learned who we should be believing the word of after that. But instead, we got even more bolder and like, F them. I was already not going to take it because Farrakhan ain't blah, blah, blah. And the nation they ain't helping. Like, all right. You're going to get a round 2 and a round 3 and a round 4 and all the way up to a round 9. You can get 8 more. And we'll see if you're still tough at the end of that. If you're still here, matter of fact, we'll see how many people is even still here after round 9. We just went through round 1. So we'll see. Yeah. And it's nothing that I'm happy to say or happy to see, but in a sense I am. If you wanna take that position, then I want to see it. Just like you want to see me get proven wrong or get cursed or get shut up or get whatever crucified, then if that's what you want for me, then guess what I want for you. That's what you want for Farrakhan. That's what you want for the NOI. That guess what we want for you. I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not. We're not getting our hands dirty physically doing nothing. We calling strictly on spiritual, mental power demonstrations. If your God is God, make them curse me or kill me in a specific window of time. 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. That's what I'm on. God willing, that's what I intend to do. If God willing, if he ain't, he'll shut me up. He'll sit me down and shut me up and I won't do it. But that's what I intend to do when Ramadan is up. And whether people accept the challenge or accept to do it with me or not, I'm still going to do it and call their names out and just pin it up on my page and we just see. You don't got to accept it. This ain't Dracula. You got to invite me into the challenge. No, I'm going to do it whether you accept it or not. That's how I want to test it out. That's how I want to test my God out, my relationship with my God out. Because you already talking crazy anyway. You already cursed anyway with what you're saying. You already blaspheming anyway. So you don't got to accept my challenge. I'm just going to call you out and pin it. Just pin it up and keep talking about whatever we talking about. And if don't nothing happen, I guess God wasn't with me. You ain't got nothing to fear. I guess I wasn't no prophet because what I said didn't come true. Oh, well, maybe I'll start back rapping. Maybe I'm still good at rapping because I ain't good at being no prophet. I ain't good at using no rod and staff and calling down no curses or no plagues on nothing. So I'll retire from that and I'll go back to rapping. Or you can have your real God do me. Because if your God is the real God, then he should be able to do me. Yeah. No, I ain't. Tevis salute trade schools, farmland, and hospitals and factories. Yeah, that's what we own. That's what we own. Yeah. My Prophet Muhammad of Arabia said, once seek the knowledge that is in China, where he said, yeah, seek knowledge, even if you have to go to far off China. And he also said, one learned man is harder on the devil than 1,000 ignorant worshipers. That's how important knowledge is, not belief. You know, I believe, but my belief is based on a knowledge, a profound knowledge, a revelation, a provable and a proven knowledge. So I go get the knowledge of my God, the knowledge of reality, the knowledge of prayer, the knowledge of willing things into existence, the knowledge of cursing and blessing people, the knowledge of how to do it. Don't you want to know how to do stuff? So if I got to go to far off China, if I got to go to white people and I got to go among this people or that people and study them and learn how they do it, if they really able to do it, then I know I'm able to do it better because I'm original and I'm backed by the true and living God and I'm wearing his name and I'm fulfilling his purpose and his pleasure. So anything that some white people or any other people can do in the area of mental or spiritual powers, I can do better because I'm doing it for the raw, uncut, cause. So I'm gonna go anywhere and everywhere and learn how to do anything I see somebody else know how to do. And when it comes to God business, the power of the human brain business, power of the human mind and the human will business. And you should do the same. Don't be restricted to know, well, they won't allow me and they such and such. No, I know how to study. I know how to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I know how to go out in my backyard or go in my room and be quiet. I know how to fast. I know how to read Elijah Muhammad books and follow his instructions, follow his examples. That's what got me this far. That's why I've been working this far. This ain't the beginning. This is just the first time I ever had social media that did certain things on social media. But many of us have been doing this for decades. But you ain't got no social media to brag about. I didn't have this new means and methods to actually be able to record something and pin it up. You know what I'm saying? And refer to it every day. This is great. I ain't seen nobody do this yet with it. So I guess maybe I'm gonna be the first one to do it that I know of. If God please, God might not want me to do that, but if he do, then I'm gonna be one of the first ones to do it. I don't mind putting mine on the line. If my God ain't the real God, I don't need to be here. I spent too many of my years, 3.5 decades, pushing the wrong God and the wrong messenger and the wrong nation, the wrong everything. So I need to be took up out of here. That's what I think. I'll volunteer that. But I know, I believe that I know that that's not the case, and I believe it's the opposite. So since I know people ain't willing to do what I'm willing to do, I'm just going to call it out whether you agree to do it or not. I'm going to call some people out whether they agree to, to do the thing with me or not. Because they all claiming God. They all claiming God. So checkmate. You can't run. You can't run. I'm doing God. I'm not doing rap business. I'm not doing politic business. I'm not doing economics business. I'm talking about God warfare business. And you claiming God, and you claiming that my God ain't God, and you claiming that Farrakhan ain't God and with God or nothing like that. Then all right, you already accepted all that jibber jabber. You have already accepted the challenge. I just need the green light if a God please and I can wait, or he blessed me to be here at the end of Ramadan, then we're gonna see. After 40, yep. Man, I'm so anxious. And I pray that I'm not too anxious. So that's part of the things that God say to pray about, seek not to hasten. I'm praying to the God that I'm not rushing. That's why I got to constantly check myself. Like if Allah please, then I'll be quiet, and it's not going to go like that. It's not going to happen like that. But I think it's time. So I'm not trying to rush this, but we need to see some demos right away. We need to be scared straight. You know what I'm saying? The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. We need to see a reason why we're supposed to fear this specific particular God. Not some random God that you don't really know where COVID came from and that like that. You heard the man telling you what it was and what not to take. He told you, he told the world, but okay. It's gonna get even more specific now because now we on the offense. Now we calling out people that been hindering our people, that been slandering and smearing and falsely accusing and blaspheming the Holy Spirit. Oh man, I'm so anxious. So I pray to my God for patience. I pray to my God that I don't jump the gun and rush nothing, you know. But it's time. I need that, you know. In the street words, I don't know what I need. I need mercy and forgiveness. That's what I need, but I want that. Apostrophe, what's the significance of refraining from certain topics during Ramadan? Is it to maintain a certain frequency? Yeah, that is to try to remain cheerful and because it's not like it's a negative subject, but it's to remain cheerful and kind of focus more on good news. Even though this is good news for believers, it sound like doom and gloom and saying, because warfare, like we don't, but the righteous, their tongue speaks of judgment. It's judgment time. But as far as certain details and calling out certain names and certain specifics, yeah, it's not cool to do it for Ramadan. Ramadan, I should be trying to really encourage repentance and forgiveness for us to be willing to clean our act up instead of threats. But it's so much that I see every day and all throughout the day is like, man, I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it. It's so bold and it's so, and they do it on purpose during Ramadan. So it say those who violate the sacred month, then, fighting is ordained. You know what I'm saying? You got the green light. I won't initiate it. But then you hear people saying the most outlandish stuff and doing the most outlandish stuff against your faith and against your nation and against your leader, your Messiah during Ramadan. I was like, oh, okay. I gotta giggle at it. I gotta laugh at it. But yeah, I need that. But I'm not gonna take it. I can just like the Godfather. I'm gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We gotta hit him now. Jesus Christ, Michael. Gotta hit him now. While we got the muscle. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until after, such and such. I'm gonna wait till see if my real Godfather, got something else for me to do. How could one reach those close to us with the truth when they are misguided by what they're taught? I don't know what you mean by reach. You can't make nobody believe. You can't make nobody believe. All you can do is deliver the message as clearly, as effectively, as pleasantly as you possibly can. And what they do with it is up to them, but their blood is off of your hand. Man, yeah. Lord. Islam is huge in Malaysia. Are you familiar, AO, with Malaysia Flight 370? I think that was either 11 years ago or maybe 14 years ago. Malaysia Flight MH370. Malaysia Flight MH370. Where those three little orbs. Well, I ain't want to give it away, but yeah, Malaysia has significance absolutely with what's going on. AO, yes, sir. The whole global south is dominantly Muslims. Bangladesh has 240 million Muslims. Man, all praise is due to Allah for blessing me to be a little instrument that inspire y'all to be a greater instrument and a greater tool and a greater weapon or a greater healing instrument than I am. Because if you listening to me and you understand me, that means you can do exactly what I'm doing. You don't got to use the same words. As long as you understand it, as long as you understand it and you can digest it. It's just like vitamins and minerals, multivitamins. You take some multivitamins, and they gonna go to where they need to go to. You don't even got to think about it. If you understand and you can relate to what you hear me talking about, then we already on the same level, and it's gonna bring your system up to speed. Not just me, but the teachings period. Because hopefully I inspire you to go directly to Minister Farrakhan or go directly to NOI.org and listen to student minister Ishmael, every week, stay up to speed so we don't get tricked and slip and be out of time like the 5 foolish virgins and the 5 wise. Keep your lamp full of oil. Even if you go to sleep, when you wake up, you can light your lamp and make your way through the darkness, but just don't go to sleep and just be out of time and just be left behind. Stay up to speed with the nation. Stay up to speed with what the nation is doing and the instructions and the guidance that's coming from your nation of Islam. You don't have to call yourself a Muslim. You don't have to believe in everything, but how is it going to hurt you just to stay up to speed with the information? Just stay up to speed with the information. That's all I'm asking. Supreme Touch, peace and blessings, righteous nation time. Absolutely. Yeah. Ayo, but do they claim Allah? I guess you're talking about the other Muslims or who? The 2 billion Muslims, they all claim Allah, but do they know the specific identity of Allah? We the only ones know that. Those who have heard about Elijah Muhammad and the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, they might know about it. Some top scientists do. Elijah Muhammad has already went around the world, and so has Farrakhan, and made friends for us. And at the right time, we will meet them. And when the height of the persecution, the height of the mess and the ish that's hitting the fan over here, then we will safely be able to, flee what's happening here and be gladly welcomed into the arms of the Muslim world. And our twerking, gang banging, tough, independent hotel, Mayat, whatever, that's not accessible. They won't have access. The only access has already been given. There's already been signs and more signs about who has the access. So you can take it or leave it. My job is just to tell you straight up, the only access is through Farrakhan. Farrakhan is the only door for this access that I'm talking about. That's going to have a safe passage through the Red Sea. To be able to escape the Red Sea that's going to happen in America. The only door is Farrakhan. Just letting you know. So now you can take it or leave it, love it or hate it. If you can, y'all ain't, my Jesus, all right. Just telling you. You already seen signs of it, but my job ain't to force you. I'm not your custodian. I'm not a keeper over you. I'm not responsible for what you do with this information. It's on you. My eyeballs literally watched a lady on YouTube receive a kidney transplant from a pig. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see the procedure, but I seen the article. Does that mean her genetic ancestry is her genetic ancestry? No, that's just just something that she won't last. It's just something that they able to do now. You won't last. The body is going to reject that. But just the fact that they're showing you their grade level of technology now. Yeah, you won't last. Hey, yo, submission. Your submission to Allah alone. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Well, I'm still a dirty sinning worm that I'm trying to do this to work off my own dirt and sins. You know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing that it looked like that. You know, it's a blessing. I don't know my grade level, but it's, you know, I know I'm super short, falling short of the grace and the mercy of Allah. So that's why I got to be willing to love not my life even unto death, because I didn't cause so much harm to other life. That's all I can do. All I can do is offer my life, and not in just like no kamikaze, like, but giving every day of your life, like, you know what I'm saying? Because we all gonna check out of here one day, you know, in whatever way. But I would rather spend the time and the energy and the discipline or whatever that you know, every day until that happens is what I'm saying. So yeah, so hopefully that makes sense. Machiavelli awake 8-9. I grew up in a Methodist church, but I'm a spiritual soul, brother. Farrakhan, love forever. Same here. I grew up not Methodist, but apostolic. Apostle Paul was our man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I understood. Just like Elijah Muhammad was Baptist. I think he was Baptist. He grew up Baptist, and he thought he was going to be a Baptist preacher. He wanted to be like his father, who was a Baptist preacher. But it was his being familiar and growing up in the Bible and growing up in Christianity that made him recognize Master Fard Muhammad. Even though Master Fard Muhammad was a Muslim, he recognized Master Fard Muhammad as being the Son of Man that the Bible talked about. Never read the Quran in his life, but you know what Master Fard Muhammad was saying and doing and what he was representing was fulfilling the Bible more than any Christian preacher that you ever seen or you ever heard. So that's how you can prove that it's the same God, it's the same prophets, it's the same story, it's the same everything. It's ignorance that make us think that we something different. I ain't no Muslim. Okay, well, you just ignorant. And once this Muslim God get to doing what this Muslim God is doing, and you see the Muslims not getting affected by it, then you're going to learn the name of Allah. You're going to learn the name of Master Fard Muhammad. You're going to respect it. You're going to fear it. And you're going to submit to it. In the name of Elijah Muhammad, in the name of Farrakhan. Because it's in your favor. These is your champions. These are your champions. These who came to destroy the world for you. And you won't even embrace them. The light shine in the darkness, but the darkness comprehended it not. He came to his own, and his own received him not. That's us. We received Fauci and Biden and Kamala Harris and T.D. Jakes and Creflo Dollar and Fred Price and what's his name? Geno Jennings. That's what we receive. So, all right. God don't want to destroy you, but he'll let us destroy ourselves, and then he'll let us break it all the way down until all else fails. And you either submit to this or you check up out of here. So I'm a Christian. I'm still a Christian. You know, I don't claim that name, but I'm more Christian than the Christians. I don't know no Christians that's more Christian than me. I don't know no Christians that's following the discipline of Jesus more than me. I don't know not one. I don't know one Christian that know the Bible better than me, that lives the Bible better than me. I don't know not one. And I was born and raised Christian. Just because you can recite some scriptures, that don't mean nothing. Do you understand it? Can you prove any of it? I don't care about reciting no words. Do what the Bible say. Show me what you're doing. It say greater works shall you do if you're a Christian than the works that Jesus did. Well, we can name 2 or 3 miracles, starting with Lazarus, bringing Lazarus back to life after 4 days of being dead and stinking. Have any Christian in the last 2025 years been able to do that? Have you been able to do that? No. Hush your mouth. You don't understand the book. I can tell you the understanding and interpretation of the book and show you that I have done that and greater. Oh, no, blasphemy. All right, well, pray to your Jesus to curse me or kill me. Let's pray to which God is the real God and let his curse and death be upon them, and I'll do it with you. You're not gonna show up. You're gonna 304 up. Yeah. And you don't have to be holy and righteous. I'm not talking about I'm holy and righteous. I'm talking about I recognize who the holy and righteous, real, true, and living God and real Messiah is. I'm not saying I'm him. I'm saying who I'm gonna bet my life on, who I'm gonna bet on, versus who you betting on. Who I pray to versus who you pray to. Let's get on that crap table. Let's get on that roulette wheel. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Ain't nobody did it in 35 years. Ain't nobody took that fade with me in 35 years. And you really not going, maybe you will do it. Maybe you are insane enough to do it now. We in the age of social media and YouTube. So we can actually have it on tape. Let's see. We'll see once Ramadan is over. Because I'm gonna get my corrupt young Gotti on. I'm calling out names. I'm calling out straight names. Everybody that, like Santa Claus, checking the list, making a list and checking it twice. Everybody has something to say against Farrakhan. I'm just gonna run that. We ain't gotta meet up. We ain't gotta run, take no fades. Oh no. I just put your God powers, magical powers, Mayat, Hotep, whatever powers to the test, and I'm gonna put mine to the test, and let's see what happens. That's so bomb. That's so entertaining and brilliant. Wouldn't you want to see that? Everybody claim to believe in God and the mystery God working mysterious ways and all this. Yeah, let his mysterious ways curse me, or let his mysterious ways curse you. That's what time it is. Yeah, no phase to April Fools, right? Right. That's real. Because Ramadan is over just around April Fools. April Fools, ain't that something? Man, see what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So I'm anxious. I'm eager to see what the real God do. I'm tired. Actually, I'm tired. I've been tired of waiting, but I'm not, jump the gun and nothing. If God say wait, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna obey. But I'm tired. I'm burnt out. I'm furious. I'm all kind of stuff, but I'm obedient more than all of that. So we'll see. We'll see once God lets the chain, lets us off the chain. We'll just see. That's all. Ron from the Bronx. I mean, yeah. Got shot 6 times and still forgave the brothers that shot me. Man, you're a beautiful brother. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was brothers that shot you, then yeah, you got definitely got a reward with the God for doing that. Yeah, I don't want to get into the details of it. Maybe we can get into the details of it at the end of the Ramadan, because I just want to focus on inspiring y'all to exercise your own power, to run your own experiments with your own power, your own relationship to the all powerful, almighty God that's in you, that you connected to, that you're a direct descendant of. Stop thinking that you don't got access. Stop believing that you don't have access to a laziness. God ain't gonna let you be lazy. He's not gonna answer your laziness prayers. But if he know that you trying to exercise God power and righteousness and you trying to see some signs that that it is time for you to be able to exercise certain type of mind and will powers or whatever, especially over your own weaknesses first. Soon as you start conquering your own weaknesses, the more mastery that you got over inner space, then at the same time that starts covering the macrocosm. This is the microcosm. This is the first universe. The more self-discipline and mastery that you got over this universe, this world, this kingdom, automatically applies to outside of yourself. You automatically have power and manipulation and influence over matter outside of yourself. If you're able to control and master the matter in yourself, you automatically get control of the matter outside of yourself. So I want y'all to practice that. Just don't practice calling on Elijah Muhammad or whatever just for that sake, because he will answer, but he gonna answer and put you on a path to what I'm talking about, which is cleaning up your house, cleaning up your own house first, and then seeing the results and seeing the abilities that you have every step of cleaning up your own house. Every step of cleaning up your own house, you get certain ability given to you or restored to you. I want y'all to see that. I want y'all to, and God willing, like I said, if we all here at the end of Ramadan, that's why I'm really trying to take fasting serious, because I know that those powers, and it wasn't really to be revealed or spoke on until time was up, and time is up now. We at the 40th year. This is the time. You're gonna see the enemy's powers collapsing. They powers over us, they spells and they curses and they fear tactics over us is not gonna work. And our powers is gonna catapult while theirs is plummeting at the same time. Watch. It's time. It's your time. It's your time. It's our time. Man, watch, please, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna make sense when, but I sure wish y'all could get out in front of it. I wish y'all didn't have to wait and to see something that's gonna make you have to scramble and try to catch up. I wish y'all would get out in front of this. Ramadan is allowing us to get out in front of it, to be in the first phase of it. The first phase of it. You know what I'm saying? Safely experiment with it. You know what I'm saying? I wish I would do that. But I know I didn't talk my ear off, and I don't want to talk y'all's off. I've been here for 2 hours, but I love y'all, man. I love y'all because y'all are God. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the extensions of the originator, direct descendant extensions, reproductions of the originator God. All of us got the righteous, holy, all powerful God in us in seed form, and I just be on here trying to just water it, and it's sprouting. It sprouts fast because it's time. So it's sprouting fast. That's why I be just talking, and I be wanting to keep talking, but I don't want to bore y'all because y'all got other stuff to do. But yeah, as long as y'all willing to kick it with me, man, I'm definitely willing to keep on sharing what I'm experiencing and what I'm thinking I'm knowing on a daily basis until God shuts it down, because this is gonna get shut down. So we want to stock up on our wisdom and our oil. We want to lock in with the source. I'm not the source. I'm a sign pointing to the source. I'm just a sign. Hopefully that I'm a glittery enough, you know what I'm saying? Like a Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, a sign that makes you want to go to the actual location. I'm just a sign, man. So and an instrument. So hopefully I play a tune that makes you want to go actually in the building. But, God willing, man, you already know. I love y'all. Working for y'all, trying to prove it every day. And till tomorrow, this is Campaign Show, West Coast Cam. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this, and all that good stuff. I love y'all. I'm trying to prove it. Peace.